Ha-ha-hoo. At this time, in the quiet classroom of Class 2, Grade 3, Chenyang High School, a private high school in Shanghai, a steady and loud snoring sound came. The teacher who was writing on the blackboard heard the sound, put down the partially written blackboard, turned around, and walked towards the direction of the source of the sound. The students also followed Master Miaji's gaze. Miaji Shirtai is the nickname given to their class teacher by all the students in Class 2, Grade 3, because she works vigorously and resolutely, punishes students who make mistakes without slacking off, and coupled with her domineering appearance, the name Extinction is worthy of her name. Wang Zifeng, that guy is so brave. He fell asleep in the first class, and he was still in Master Miaji's class. Something big is going to happen now. I saw an arrogant young man saying to the people around him. Although he was not that kind of a good student and did a lot of naughty things, he never did any tricks in the extinction class because he knew that if he was caught, he would die miserably. He could only envy Wang Zifeng, who slept so openly. Wang Zifeng, wake up quickly. The teacher is here. Seeing Master Miaji coming this way, Wang Zifeng's desk mate quickly pushed Wang Zifeng, who was still chatting with Duke Zhao. Zhang Wenwen, do your own thing. Oh. Zhang Wenwen retracted her arms and sat upright when Master Miaji yelled. Oh, wake up. It's time for breakfast after class. Master Zhu used the chalk in her hand to poke Wang Zifeng's forehead while he was snoring. Well, get out of class is over. Today's time passed quite quickly. Although he hated being disturbed when he was sleeping, when he heard that he could have breakfast, he didn't care about the person who woke him up. He stood up from his seat in a daze, muttered something, turned around, and called his 4 best friends who were still sleeping. Fat Man, Ah Fei, Aaron, Xiaoji, wake up, get out of class is over. Let's go have breakfast together. After saying that, he took the lead and walked towards the door, completely missing Master Miaji, who was standing there with a blue face. After the 4 people woke up one after another, they also walked past Miaji in a row with their heads hanging down, completely ignoring the existence of Miju. At this time, Master Miaji's face looked as ugly as possible. Phew. Finally, someone couldn't help laughing out loud. Haha, after someone started. The rest of the class also laughed. This suddenly quiet classroom was as lively as a vegetable market. The laughter woke up the still confused brains of several people. The 5 of them looked at the furious Master Miaji in embarrassment, with beads of sweat appearing on their foreheads. This is a dead end. This was the unanimous thought of several people at this time. Stop laughing. What's so funny? You guys, come out here. Master Zhu pointed at the 5 of them with a trembling finger. After saying that, she strode out of the classroom. Boss, you tricked us. Now you've suffered a lot. Not only can't you eat the meat buns, but you also have to accept the cruel and inhuman punishment of the Master of Zhu. Oh my God, why is my life so tragic? After saying that, he squeezed out 2 tears from his eyes, just like the abandoned little daughter-in-law. She looked as miserable as she could. Haha, everyone was amused by Fatty's performance, and the classroom that had just been quiet became lively again. Yes, boss, didn't I steal the limelight from you in front of the girl during the mission last night? This is how you take revenge. Aaron also complained. You're still talking about me. Who said you won't sleep today and have to look out for the wind? Now, if something happens, blame me. As he said this, he looked at the fat man with strange eyes. The fat man chuckled. Boss, aren't you just too sleepy to hold it back? Boss, you can't shirk your responsibility. We were sleeping well, but you woke us up for no reason and lied to us about going to have breakfast. Now, if we can't have breakfast, the extinct meat buns are inevitable. Alas. Oh, you're so big. Wang Zifeng turned around and slapped Fei on the head. Why are you lingering? Do you want me to use an 8-carat sedan to invite you out? The roar of an extinct lion came from the corridor. Let's go, let's go. If you don't leave, Master Tai will show off her power and do anything to make her angry. Let's go. A few people pushed each other and walked quickly along the corridor. A few people were bored after school last night. The network cable in the dormitory was under repair these days, and they couldn't access the internet. For a few professional gamers, that was more uncomfortable than killing them. In the end, the few people unanimously decided to go to the internet cafe to play night games. But he was also afraid that he would not be able to endure the class the next day and would be caught by Master Miedzia, so he was assigned a task. Fatty is responsible for being a lookout and vigilant in class the next day. Fei and Aaron's hygiene is fully covered next week. Xiaoji is smart and is responsible for everyone's homework, and he is responsible for breakfast this week. As a result, the fat man broke his promise and fell asleep, and the 5 of them were caught. In fact, the fat man was wronged. What really caught Master Miedzia's attention was Wang Zifeng's snoring, but the 4 of them were all in a deep sleep. Who knows what happened, but they were woken up in a daze. After a few people walked down the stairs slowly, Master Miedzia stood in the school playground and sneered at them. The people who saw them were frightened. This smile was a rhythm that would not stop until they were driven to death. "You guys, come here," Master Ju called to several people. Several people ran over. "Teacher, what's wrong?" "What's wrong? I should ask you this." "Teacher, we don't know." Several people continued to pretend to be stupid, with innocent faces. "Okay, I don't know, right? Let me remind you. Where were you at 10 o'clock last night?" Miedzia looked at the people standing in front of him with a livid face. "Last night? We didn't go anywhere last night. At 10 o'clock, we were probably in the bathroom. It was too hot yesterday. I ate some watermelon at noon. Maybe the watermelon was expired. I had diarrhea at night." Faced with the teacher's questioning, the fat man seemed calm and answered slowly. Diarrhea can last all night? The administrator stayed in your dormitory all night last night, and there was no trace of you until class in the morning. Did you spend the whole night in the toilet?" The fat man's lie had no escape under the piercing eyes of Master Miedzia and was exposed immediately. Seeing that he was exposed, the fat man scratched his head in embarrassment and said no more. "Why, you can't tell. Let me tell you. Last night you stayed up all night playing games at Shoka Internet Cafe, so you fell asleep in class. You stayed up all night, right? Baidu sister-in-law. QQ speed across the horizon." How is that possible? Aaron was the first to cry out. He was wondering how Chumia knew all this. "It's nothing impossible. It must have been the tip from that boy, Hua. I saw him in the internet cafe last night." "I'm just telling you, if that kid is frightened by the extermination, it's really possible that he'll tell the truth. Let's see how I deal with him." Aaron gritted his teeth angrily at the thought of Hua's whistleblowing and the punishment of several people. "Stop mumbling. If you make a mistake, you'll be punished. This is the unchanging truth of our class for thousands of years. Make your own choice." Shit, it's so old-fashioned to give back the truth. Although several people said this in their hearts, they did not say it out loud to avoid another violent storm. In the end, a few people lined up in a line under the oppression of extinction, riding horseback, and injured themselves in the wide playground, forming a unique scenery. After class, the students swarmed out, pointing at several people, and what was even more disgusting was that they kept taking pictures with their mobile phones. This made several people want to immediately find a crack in the ground and crawl into it, never to come out. Chapter 2: Memories of Past Events. Summer nights are always restless. Summer insects lie on the ancient pines and cypresses on campus, humming feebly. Frogs chirp by the pond. There is a sense of depression in the seemingly harmonious environment. Summer is the most difficult time for students. 40 or 50 people were crowded into a small and limited space. The sweat and foot smell mixed with the exhaled carbon dioxide, forming a swirling airflow above everyone's head, attacking the nose of every student present, making them breathless. At 8:25 in the evening, the students were all studying in the evening and sweating profusely with the exercises. At this time, on the track of the playground, several teenagers in school uniforms were lying around, each of them holding an old popsicle in his mouth, sucking the fleeting coldness. These were Wang Zifeng, Fatty, Fei, and the group. After the five of them accepted Master Miejie's miserable punishment, they couldn't wait to fly back to the dormitory and take a shower. They didn't even eat, then climbed into their own beds and fell asleep. Several people's legs were aching from the morning's amiibo, and they were ridiculed by so many junior students. Under the double pressure, these people almost fell asleep as soon as their heads hit the pillow. It was dark, and it was not until the evening that a few people woke up one after another. They looked at the clock hanging on the wall and saw that it was already the time for the first period of evening self-study. So, without stopping to do anything, several people simply did not go to class. Instead, they went to a nearby convenience store to buy a few popsicles and lay on the wide playground to enjoy the beautiful night view. Anyway, it's not a self-study for Master Tai's class, so it doesn't matter whether you go or not. With an attitude of breaking the pot, a few people lay leisurely on the playground and played Xiaofeng. It was so comfortable. Boss, I saw a piece of news on Tencent's official website last night. Do you want to hear it? The fat man who finished eating the popsicle was the first to break the silence. Well, tell me. Wang Zifeng turned over and lay down in a comfortable position. Boss, make sure you don't get angry after hearing this. I'm not angry, just tell me. You promise. I'll talk about it after you promise. Fat man, why are you acting like a woman? Mother-in-law, please hurry up and tell me. If you can't speak, I'll help you. Hearing the fat man's procrastination, Aaron became anxious and raised his fist. The meaning was obvious. I said it. Seeing Aaron's posture, he knew that if he spoke any longer, he would inevitably get beaten, so he quickly spoke out about the news he had seen. It turns out that the 10th QQ Speed Global Super League Summer Tour has begun and registration is in full swing. It is said that there will be hundreds of millions of players participating in this Super League around the world, including many professional players. The most attractive thing is the championship reward, an individual award of 1 million yuan in cash, plus a Lamborghini sports car worth 1 million yuan, and the team championship award, 500,000 yuan in cash for each participating team member, plus 4 gem set trophies and certificates of honor that are said to have been purchased by Tencent at a high price. This series of powerful temptations made Fatty think carefully. QQ Speed is a casual racing 3D online game independently developed by Tencent. It has attracted hundreds of millions of players with its beautiful costumes, gorgeous graphics, and colorful gameplay. From the closed beta to the official launch, it has registered more than 3 million players in just 3 months. So far, it has hundreds of millions of registered players, surpassing many classic large-scale online games and ascending to the top of online games. After hearing the fat man's words, Wang Zifeng did not show much excitement. Instead, his stretched brows tightened into lumps, and his face was full of pain. Boss, you said you won't be angry. I promise you'll never mention it again in the future. The fat man knew that he had said the wrong thing and quickly explained. Damn, Fatty, what are you talking about? Why are you mentioning this? Isn't this looking for trouble? A face stared at Fatty and said dissatisfiedly, I will never do it again in the future. Besides, my sister-in-law is in heaven, and I don't want my boss to give up his favorite racing car for her sake. Ouch, Aaron. Why did you kick me? As soon as the fat man said this, there was a huge shoe mark on his butt. Fuck. Fatty, I told you not to say anything, but the more you talk, the more energetic you become. The owner of the shoe print looked at the fat man grinning in pain with an unkind expression. Stop making trouble. The boss is upset. Let's go and let the boss be alone for a while. After Xiaoji said that, the others quietly left, leaving only Wang Zifeng lying quietly. Sahan, how are you living in heaven? If you could do it again, would you still choose to be with me? After a few people left, Wang Zifeng looked at the sky and murmured in a low voice. 3 years ago, Wang Zifeng and his friends just entered high school and regarded games as their destiny. They would take out their computers after class every day and play 2 or 3 games every minute. Because Wang Zifeng is talented and has excellent academic performance, although he was caught by the teacher many times, He escaped successfully. Among the previous teachers, there was no Master Miejia. If Master Tai took over the class, Wang Zifeng would not be so lucky. In his freshman year of high school, Wang Zifeng met Zhao Sahan, a beautiful and gentle senior girl. Under Wang Zifeng's persistent pursuit, he finally won the girl's heart. The two quickly fell in love and walked hand in hand on campus every day. Wang Zifeng's handsomeness and Zhao Sahan's beauty made countless students envious. The two spent the boring freshman year of high school together. Just when all the students thought they would end their depressing high school life happily, an accident happened and the romantic myth between the two was shattered. One summer day 2 years ago, it was really good that it was the 9th regional competition of QQ Speed. Naturally, Wang Zifeng and the others would not miss such a grand event. They were actively preparing for the competition. Just the night before the competition started, Wang Zifeng was asked out by Zhao Sahan. After going out, he was shocked by the sight in front of him. Zhao Sahan held the hands of a handsome man, talking and laughing. He stared blankly at the scene in front of him. After standing for a few minutes, he turned around and ran. He ran for an unknown distance until he had no strength left in his body, and then he stopped, with tears streaming down his face. The next day, I competed with red and swollen eyes. Because of my extraordinary driving skills and psychological quality, I won the championship in one fell swoop. Then I won the provincial, national, and global championship trophies. It was at this time that the 5 players, Wang Zifeng, Fatty, Afei, Aaron, and Xiaoji, were watched by players all over the world. Wang Zifeng was named the car god by the players, and the other 4 people also received corresponding titles. Their team, Team Ling Tian, is regarded by millions of players as an unbreakable and unsurpassable myth. Wang Zifeng, who returned from the competition, was deeply saddened when he heard the news of Zhao Sahan's death. It wasn't until her cousin, the handsome young man whom Wang Zifeng saw, handed a letter written by Zhao Sahan to Wang Zifeng that he understood the cause of the matter. Chapter 4: Deciding to Return. Oh, it's true. The scale of this competition is so huge, it almost exceeds the previous 9 competitions combined. The total competition rewards must be more than 20 million. It seems that Tencent has invested a lot of capital this time. Afei said with emotion after seeing the news released on the official website. Really? If I can get this money, will there be hope for my sister's illness? Aaron stared at the news on the computer screen with shining eyes, looking at several people excitably. His sister's illness has almost become the most tragic thing for his family. In order to treat his sister's illness, all the family's savings have been spent. The young girl in her prime could only wear a large white hospital gown and lie in a hospital filled with the pungent smell of soda. Every day, her body was covered with various infusion tubes. The disease tortured this young and beautiful girl without any trace of vitality. As long as Aaron can remember, his sister has been protecting him from harm like a little adult, fighting with other boys for him just to prevent him from being bullied. She also left all the snacks her parents gave her to him, but never took a bite herself. It's not that she doesn't like to eat, it's every girl's nature to eat snacks, so why would she be an exception? When Aaron was a child, Aaron was frail and skinny, a huge difference from the muscular body he has today. So as a sister, she naturally took on the responsibility of taking care of her younger brother and cared about Aaron meticulously. In order to prevent his sister from having to worry about him anymore, Aaron paid attention to exercise when he was in elementary school. This is how he achieved today's achievements. Well, it can be said that as long as we participate in the competition, this huge amount of money will definitely be pocketed. But the boss, the fat man stopped talking and didn't say any more. Yes, when they first formed the team, they swore to share weal and woe, to advance and retreat together, and to obey the captain's orders. Therefore, when Wang Zifeng decided to withdraw from the speed car industry, even though they were reluctant to give up, several people still chose to quit the speed car. After more than a year, they never logged into the speed car again, and also closed the QQ Speed Car fans communication software specially developed for them by Tencent. I have a hunch that the boss may return to their racing world and lead us to regain the honor that should belong to us. Xiaoji, who had been silent, spoke again. As soon as the words came out, the three people in Lei's group were stunned. Fat man, your saliva is dripping down. It's disgusting. Wipe it off. It wasn't until Xiaoji handed over a piece of toilet paper and spoke again that the few people calmed down. Wei said, is it true? Will the boss really compete this time? Several people excitedly pulled Xiaoji's arm and shook it, asking, why can Xiaoji's words cause such a big reaction from so many people? Besides, it's just a prediction. Let's reveal the secret to you below. During a spring outing, Xiaoji casually said it might rain in the afternoon before setting off. Although a few people heard it, they didn't take it to heart, so they didn't prepare an umbrella. But I never thought that I had a great time playing in the morning. The weather was sunny and cloudless. At 4 or 3 in the afternoon, as they were preparing to go back, the sky suddenly changed. The strong wind was raging, blowing over the thin bodies of several people. Along with the rumbling thunder, the lightning was like a python spitting out its creed. The downpour came at any time, and several people were drowned. Several people called Xiaoji a crow's mouth. Another time, Fatty secretly took Xiaoji's microcomputer to play with without telling him. Xiaoji casually said, if you take other people's things without telling the owner, you will be punished. The fat man looked indifferent after hearing this. As a result, he was beaten inhumanely by Master Miajia in the afternoon. Things like this happened from time to time. All of them agreed that Xiaoji had superpowers and could predict what would happen, but this ability came and went. But as long as he said it, nothing has failed to come true. Well, probably, my intuition tells me that's the case. Xiaoji nodded under the delighted eyes of several people. That means my sister's illness can be cured? Aaron's trembling lips were enough to show his happiness. My grandpa Mao Zedong, Uncle Lamborghini, here I come, the fat man shouted in surprise. Oh, 1 year, 6 months, and 3 days. I am finally returning to my world. A phase sighed in his heart. Although he was not as direct as Fatty expressed it, he celebrated in an elegant way. I am the little dividing line. Jingle bells. The ringing of the bell brings the prince, who is addicted to the fantasy world, into reality. The junior high school students, who were in the 1st and 2nd grades of high school, swarmed out and shouted loudly on the playground, letting go of the stress in their bodies during class and never tired of it. On the contrary, the corridors of the senior high school students were completely silent, with only the sound of rustling, writing, and breathing coming. It's been a year and a half. Should I give up? This competition, even if it is not for myself, should also be for the other team members. They fought with me and were the closest partners, winning so many honors together. At the beginning, because of my grudge, several others were forced to give up speeding. Retire with me. In this Super League, we can no longer remain silent in public and private matters. I think they will wait for my attitude. This reward is very important to Aaron. With this money, his sister's illness may be cured. Sahan, you won't blame me, right? That is to say, in that moment, Wang Zifeng thought a lot. After making a decision in his heart, he raised his head resolutely and strode forward with determination in his steps. Look, the boss is here. The sharp-eyed fat man was the first to see Wang Zifeng walking towards the group of people. Guess, has the boss decided? Should he continue to retire or come back to the world? The nagging fat man didn't stop talking for a moment. I believe Xiaoji's intuition. What the boss brings must be good news about returning to the speed car world, Aaron replied. I agree too. Fei also agreed. Why do you all have the same answer? It's boring. Hearing everyone's answers, the fat man couldn't help but rolled his eyes. You want a different kind of excitement. That's fine too. Xiaoji, help our fat brother predict what will happen in the next few days. Aaron fanned the flames to light the fire in order to avoid chaos in the world. Xiaoji, please don't. I can't bear it. The fat man cried and begged for mercy. Ha ha ha, everyone was amused by the fat man. What are you so happy about? Tell me and let me listen. Boss, it's nothing. It's just a joke. The fat man smiled. Boss, are you okay? Xiaoji asked first. Well, I'm fine. Let me announce some good news to everyone. Wait, boss, let me guess. Is it related to flying cars? Before Wang Zifeng finished speaking, he was interrupted by the fat man. Well, Wang Zifeng looked at the fat man strangely. Boss, are we going to make a comeback and return to the racing world? The impatient Aaron couldn't hold his breath and asked hurriedly. Hey, I just decided this. How did you know? Seeing Xiaoji typing on the keyboard, Wang Zifeng understood the reason. Haha, Xiaoji has had a premonition again. Baidu Saosuo. QQ Speedy flying over the horizon. Yes, everyone answered in unison, their voices loud and clear. Xiaoji touched his head in embarrassment, said sorry, and stopped talking. We're all good brothers, so what are you sorry for? Xiaoji, your prophecy ability is getting stronger and stronger. It's a bit like the legendary magic prophet, haha. That's right, boss. Xiaoji said you might come back to the world. Unexpectedly, it actually came true. Fatty's excited words were not disguised at all. Haha, since everyone knows it, I won't say anything more. In a word, prepare actively for war and take back the glory that belongs to us. Yes, boss. Once Ling Tian comes out, who can compete with him? Loud slogans sounded in the vast playground. At this moment, the blood hidden in their bodies began to boil and sublimate. Chapter 5, Beautiful Secretary. Anyway, we have already missed the first period of evening self-study. It doesn't matter if we miss another period. To celebrate our return, how about we go to a restaurant to have a meal together? The fat man suggested. Huh? Fatty, I haven't eaten all afternoon. If you tell me, I'm really hungry. Aaron patted his flattened stomach. Then, according to tradition, today should be? Big brother Fatty is treating me to a treat. Xiaoji took over the second half of the sentence. Suddenly, several pairs of green eyes looked at the fat man, making him feel terrified. Everyone, what are you looking at? I didn't say no to the invitation. It's up to you to choose the place and order the things you want. That's okay. Stop looking at me as if I've done something heinous and bad, the fat man muttered aggrievedly. Okay, Fatty, as long as you say this, let's go. Aaron waved and walked towards the school gate first, as if it was her who was treating him. The group of people walked towards the school gate, and when they were about to arrive, oh, I forgot to pick up the forged leave application form. The fat man shouted, startling several people. Damn you, fat man. It's better if you didn't take it back and pick it up again. Why are you so surprised? It's going to be so hard for you when you bring in a tough guy, referring to the principal. Aaron patted the fat man on the head and said unhappily, the key is that there are no more fake leave requests. Why? Isn't counterfeiting your specialty? Fei was confused. Last time, Master Jejia carried out a brutal and inhumane act of burning, killing, and looting my desk warehouse. Except for the textbooks, all the treasures inside were plundered. Even the collection of classic Lolita that I had finally collected was confiscated. The fat man looked sad. Well, how are we going to get out? The old guard is very strict, and we can't get out without a leave request. Then let's go through the back door? With your physique, can you still get over it? Forehead. Okay, Xiaoji and I are going to apply for leave. You guys wait here. Wang Zifeng spoke at the right time. Okay, boss, hurry up. Yeah, he turned around and went to the teacher's office with Xiaoji. With Xiaoji's help, it was easy to get the leave request. As for the reason, it was to go out of school to do research on the subject, which took 3 or 4 hours. When they came out, the teacher who helped them personally sent them out and told them to pay attention to safety. Of course, this was for Xiaoji's sake. Wang Zifeng didn't think he had that much energy.